So he was a human being, he never ascended to heaven, he died an ordinary natural death of every other prophet. If that claim is supported by evidence, then his further claims would also be worthy of investigation. So the matter will start from here, not from just claim. And once they are established, he remains the only person worthy of investigation in the entire field. You see?
Yeah.
Because
I appreciate the explanation, because I'm just about to finish the Jesus in India, that book.
yes,
But the thing is, the purpose of the Jesus Christ wasn't failed in according to Ahmadi. Wasn't failed because failed because Jesus Christ was a Holy Spirit, Ruh al-Qudus, and he was supposed to produce sinless children on earth. And
again, this is what this claim of the Christians is proved to be wrong.
And in according to the Christian belief,
according to the Christian, this was his claim.
Was crucified. So Jewish people who expecting a Messiah come, they misunderstood about that.
Excuse me, what I mean to say is, in the first two sentences you spoke here, demolish the building of Christianity altogether to my eyes. Because if the purpose of Jesus Christ's first coming, was to produce sinless children, show me one sinless child.
I don't know, all children are sinless in fact.
No, any change in the nature of children,
yes,
from times prior to Jesus Christ and after Jesus Christ.
To produce families sinless in according to
what I mean to say is, show me one family who is sinless in a manner as never before Jesus Christ such a family appeared. Show me one.
I don't know, I never met.
You have never seen, so the purpose is defeated anyway.
No, you see, the thing is, the idea was sending God through the history. Reading the history is important. In Quran, most of the surahs.
No, you have, diverted from the main issue.
That's right.
Let me finish the answer to your first question. I believe you are meaningful. You want to reach the truth. So let me finish this. What I claim is, if contrary to the claims of Christians themselves, if in contradiction to what they believe in Bible, the Ahmadiyya belief is proved to be correct. This is the big if which I have put in the beginning. So let's not start the debate about the validity of Ahmadiyya claim. But in principle we will have to agree that if that claim is correct, that from Bible we can prove that Jesus Christ did not die upon cross, and from Bible we can prove that Jesus Christ did not ascend to heaven bodily, and from Bible we can prove that the Jesus Christ seen alive after crucifixion was not in spirit, not a ghost of Jesus Christ, but the same body of Jesus Christ, which was a carnal body of belonging to this earth, which was being observed and seen and touched and spoken to by his followers, disciples. And if we can prove that he was injured very grievously, he was in a state of coma, he got revived from that, and then after being healed of his wounds, migrated to a different part of the world. If we can prove that, then the only corollary you can draw from this, the only inference you can draw from this, that if Jesus Christ promised to come again, descending from heaven or whatever he may be, he was only talking in metaphors, not literally speaking. And he would come only among those people who have the right version of Bible, not the wrong version of Bible, who understand his words correctly, who understand what happened to him correctly.
I appreciate
because that is the truth.
I appreciate that, because 600 years after Jesus Christ, Christianity went so wrong. That was the reason Islam came about.
Yes.
To again to direct mankind to God, because God always wanted to direct man to Himself. So Islam came, and again is mentioned about Jesus Christ was not crucified in Surah Maryam. I think is a ayah talking about that Jesus Christ was not crucified, but is not clearly talking anymore about it. The question is, if Jesus Christ wasn't crucified, and in according to first claim that Jesus Christ was alive and living as another human being peacefully, and had some children, and he married, so why he did not carry on his mission, which was direct mankind to the truth? And why 600 years after that?
No, why didn't he carry, what was the mission?
The mission was all of mission, and your mission is, as the other people's mission is, to tell the other people the truth.
So Jesus did tell the truth. He completed his mission. What we believe in is this, that Jesus Christ's mission was no different from the mission of every other prophet, except in one regard. If you understand the phenomena of Messiahhood, why he was sent in the first instance to the Jews, and what was the things, the tasks which he was to perform, then your questions will be answered. But if you base your notions on some myths which are being fed to you through a distorted Christianity, then you will never be able to reach the truth. What you agree that Christianity must have got started before the end of 600, because then Allah sent a new religion and a new prophet that also expressed or showed through light on the nature of Christianity. Had it not become rotten and rejectable, Allah would not have sent a new prophet and started a new phenomenon. That you agree with,
That's
don't
true.
you?
Yeah.
So when the Christianity is corrupt, it is not corrupt only in the sense that people belonging to Christianity had become immoral. It became corrupt in views and ideologies as well. Because had it not been so, Allah should not have revealed a new religion to replace Christianity. That showed Christianity had become corrupt in its views and dogmas as well. So now you are searching for the task of Jesus Christ in view of what that corrupt Christianity offers you to believe. That will not be the right way. The right way would be to first understand why the prophets come as such. Whatever is the task of a prophet of Allah, a messenger of God, and whether Jesus Christ was delivering that message on the correct lines established by prophets prior to him or not. If you look at Jesus Christ in this light, he has performed his task. He was not a failure at all. He was one of the biggest successes. And again, if you first find out what Messiahhood should be according to the Old Testament, because when you talk of Messiahhood, you have to go back to the Old Testament. When you speak of Jesus Christ's reincarnation, you have to go to Jesus Christ himself, that is to the source. But the concept of Messiahhood did not start with Jesus. Jesus was an answer to that concept, a full fulfillment of that concept. So to understand that concept, you should not understand it in the light of what Christians of today say. It should be understood in the light of the Old Testament, where it was first mentioned and described. So Messiah, according to the Old Testament, is a prophet, not a son of God. Nowhere is he mentioned as son of God. He is a prophet of a very